Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we help you understand the confusing world of corporate finance by looking at the documents they file with the SEC. And today we're diving into John Marshall Bancorp Inc., a company that's been making some interesting moves. So this document is a current report filed by John Marshall Bancorp Inc. Essentially, it's a notification to investors that something has happened that might be important. And in this case, it's all about their financial results for the quarter that ended on June 30th, 2025. Think of it like the company wanting to quickly share their performance report card with everyone. John Marshall Bancorp is a bank holding company and they're based in Virginia. As an emerging growth company, they're taking advantage of some extended transition periods for new accounting standards. This just means they have a bit more flexibility in how they report their financial data as they grow. Now let's get to the juicy part, the financials. The most important piece of information here is that the company issued a press release on July 23rd, 2025, announcing its financial results for the quarter ended June 30th, 2025. This press release, which is filed as Exhibit 99.1, contains the details we're really interested in. While the filing itself doesn't contain all the detailed financial tables we often see in quarterly reports, it directly points us to that press release. This is a common practice, especially for 8K filings, where the primary event is the announcement of results or other material information. The press release is where the company tells its story about how it performed in the last quarter. The signatures at the end are routine. They just confirm that the report was authorized by the company. Kent D. Carstetter, the Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, signed off on this filing on July 23rd, 2025, which is the same day they announced their results. This shows that the financial information being released has been reviewed and approved by the company's top finance executive. Now, looking at this report, we can see that John Marshall Bancorp is staying current with its financial reporting obligations by filing this 8K to announce its quarterly results. The fact that they are an emerging growth company and choosing to use extended transition periods is worth noting, though it's not a red flag in itself. It simply means we should be aware that their reporting might not be fully aligned with the latest accounting standards that larger, more established companies adhere to. It's like a new player in a game having slightly different rules for a while. What's really essential here is understanding the actual performance numbers that were released in that press release. Since this filing is specifically about announcing those results, we'd need to look at that attached press release to really dissect the financial health of John Marshall Bancorp. Without those specific numbers from the press release, it's hard to give a deep dive into their performance this quarter. However, the mere act of releasing these results and filing this report indicates transparency and an effort to keep investors informed of their financial standing. We can infer that the company likely reported its key performance indicators such as net income earnings per share and perhaps changes in its loan portfolio or deposits. The market would be watching to see if these figures met expectations and how they compare to previous periods and competitors. For a bank like John Marshall Bancorp, the focus is usually on the quality of their loans, their interest income, and how efficiently they manage their operations. If we were to imagine what was in that press release, for example, they might have reported a slight increase in net interest income, a common metric for banks, showing the difference between what a bank earns on loans and what it pays out on deposits. They might also have mentioned their capital ratios, which are crucial for regulatory compliance and a sign of financial stability. A strong capital ratio means a bank has a good buffer to absorb potential losses. Risks for a company like this could include economic downturns, rising interest rates, which can affect loan demand and profitability, or increased competition from other financial institutions. Opportunities might lie in expanding their customer base, developing new digital banking services, or entering new geographic markets. To truly assess John Marshall Bancorp's direction, we'd need that press release to see the actual numbers. Are they growing? Are they profitable? Is their loan portfolio healthy? This 8K filing serves as the announcement and the gateway to that crucial information. Alright, that's our breakdown of what this SEC filing tells us. At its core, this is John Marshall Bancorp announcing its recent financial results to the public. We know they're an emerging growth company and they're keeping investors updated. What's your take on this type of filing, and what specific financial metrics do you always look for when a company announces its results? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more straight talk on corporate finance. And don't forget, there's a link to our Discord community in the description if you want to connect with other finance enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.